All right, Shabbat Shalom. Call Halal Yahal Bashim Yahalashai Bashim Akar Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them and taught us this truth. And Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right, I'm the brother Yashawan back with the World War III daily update for today. And right away on Monday, we're going to get straight into the mysteries and the secrets. All right. So we're going to start right here because a lot of people don't know how Jesus, which is not his name is Yahweh Shai, right? We're going to find out when he left the earth after the resurrection. After the resurrection, this is how he left the earth, all right? And let me set it up. He and some of the disciples were standing on a mountain, and over to the side stood a couple of angels. And this is what happened. Acts 1 and 9. And when he, that's Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, when he had spoken these things while they beheld, while the disciples were looking, he, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Huh? Huh? When Jesus left, huh? Look, over here, they have him in a little cloud, right? Funny. They call it the ascension. He was taken up, and a cloud received him. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. These are those angels, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as you have seen him go in. They said to the disciples, hey, brothers, what you tripping on? What you tripping? They were looking up. Their jaw had dropped at what they had just seen. And the angel said, don't trip. When he comes back, right? He says, this Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you, shall so what? Come in like manner as you have seen him go into him. So come, meaning second coming. When he comes back, he's coming the same way. Well, let's look at the second coming. All right? Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh, second coming. How? With clouds. When he comes back, second coming, behold, he cometh with clouds, same way he left. And every eye shall see him. His ship is so big, is bigger than the earth, a few times. Every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. And why are they going to wail? Because he's going to be tearing shit up with that huge spaceship. Period. Why did Donald Trump create a space force? Space farce. All right? So what is this cloud? Let's prove that real quick. These are some attributes of the Most High Yahweh. All right? Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my power, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who covers thyself with light as with a garment, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his swing low, sweet chariot, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh the clouds his chariot. All right? So he's coming in the clouds. What does that mean? He's coming in his spaceship. All right? It's a conspiracy theory. You don't know shit. All right? So go ahead and click off of this. You don't want to see any more. You know everything. Get ready to put your thumbs down. All right? You know it all. Let's jump up here real quick. Let's see. Let's go to second Ezra, real quick. About that mountain. 13. What about that mountain? As in, she'll be coming around the mountain. This is second Ezra 13:3. And I beheld, and lo, that man, who's that man? Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who are the thousands of heaven? The angels. Yahushua was with the angels, right? There's the angels right there. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. Okay, we'll jump down here. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. What do you mean he graved himself a great? His chariot was so big, he, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, his chariot was so big, they thought it was a mountain. But I would have seen the region or the place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. All right. What is that? She'll be coming around the big ass mountain. Background. The original song was published in Old Plantation Hymn. Who was singing that out in the cotton fields? Was it the Africans? No. It was the children of Israel. It ostensibly refers to the second coming of Hamashiach. With the she'll be referring to the chariot that the returning Hamashiach is depicted as driving. Now, why is this in there? What is this? We don't even have to go to swing low, sweet chariot, because you got to be on high in order to swing low. So what do these people know that we don't know? Well, not a lot. All right. His chariot is so big, right? Where is it? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great, she'll be coming around the mountain, and flew up upon it. Well, let's take a look at this. All right. This is the brother from GMSLA. His name is Yeshai. Apparently, for January 2nd, he put this up. Let's see. Pull back on this. Oh, go back. All right. Let's watch this. He's back. Who's back? Yahushua is back. NASA sees the Lord's chariots by Venus. Let's watch this.
Go, and this will make things a lot easier for us to understand.
Let's watch this. Let's watch this one. This is old footage, but this is the Lord's chariot. This here is the earth. Watch what happens in this area.
Its way through the stereo ahead, HI2. It's going to hit start. You're going to see this.
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, I've covered a lot of stuff throughout all the years. Things by the sun, broad daylight, all the satellite imagery. Never witnessed an object of this size making its way through space, hot, on the cam, and it seems like when they pick this up right around frame 160, they cut it out. You're going to see it makes it right out here. Right out about here, and then they're going to cut it. This is Earth. That is Earth right there.
Look how much bigger the chariot is than the earth. Here's the chariot. Here's the earth. A great mountain. He had graved himself a great mountain. All right.
See? Gone. They clip it. That's what happens. So here it comes into the frame. It actually sneaks in behind this right here.
Where they try to blur it
And
out.
you're going to see it's like a huge wheel. It is insane. Perfectly circular. And it's a cross with a circle in the middle. What he just seen.
Let's get some more here. Let's get where the comet flew by on the 20th of December, 2021.
So you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and zoom in and then add a picture of the stereo ahead camera, and there we go. And this will make things a lot easier for us to understand moving
Venus.
forward. So now we've established that we
Earth.
have Venus right here, and then we have the Earth here, and the sun is just off frame. But you're going to see these clouds and sort of waves coming off the sun and moving in this direction. And that's what this camera does. It kind of takes pictures of the solar wind in almost a negative format. That's why you're seeing these camera artifacts as well. The straight lines are just representing that we're looking at solid objects or planets. And also in this video, you're going to see the Christmas comet coming right out of this direction. And those are just the things we're supposed to be seeing. Because in my opinion, I feel like we've seen something on this video that we were not supposed to really see. And you're seeing that right now. Take a look at this object that comes in from behind Earth. You can see it right here. And then it starts to release some sort of protective shield, a parachute. I'm going to go ahead and take manual control of this. As the comet passes through, it almost looks like the tail of the comet is flowing into whatever this object is, or whatever this object released. And I say force field because I had watched the third phase of Moon video, and that was some of their opinions about what we're seeing here. Almost as if an object came in from behind the Earth just as the comet was coming through, or just as we're getting close to Venus. Whatever the reason may be, this object releases this giant thing. And also keep in mind scale here. If these objects are even remotely close to each other or close to the Earth, we could see Earth as this little dot right here, which means this object that came in from behind Earth might even be bigger. And then you got to take a look at what was released from it. And I say released because it slowly releases out of this object. It's almost like some sort of giant balloon, a parachute, or some sort of protective shield it could be. This is actually a pretty unbelievable clip. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip all the way through and just let you guys watch. And remember, that object is right here already. We can see the round edges of it. We can see where the...
That's Yahushua's chariot. What is that big? There's smaller chariots inside of it, little fighters, if you will, or whatever they got up in there. And they can change size, they can morph, they can appear to be clouds. We're talking about God here. All right? Don't get it twisted. Just because you don't know some shit doesn't mean that other people do. NASA clearly knows what the hell is going on up here. What is the Space Force? They're going to try to fight against God and the angels.
It's coming in, and now just take a look at this. Unbelievable. We're now on December 7th. Now it's December 10th, December 13th, 15th, 17th, 18th, and here is the 20th. And by this time, this thing is well past Earth. It's sitting right here with that dot in the middle, and it literally looks like it's got some sort of shield blocking the view or blocking something coming from Venus. It could be blocking some of the solar wind, if this is even something that's blocking something. That's why I'm putting this video out here and trying to get more eyes on it after third phase of Moon did a review on it. And I can assure you this is not something you see on this camera often, if ever. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. This clear cut of an object coming in from behind Earth with clear structure to it. I'll go ahead and hit play again. You can see the solar wind coming off the sun. Sorry about the flash. And then there's the comet. And just as the tail of the comet is passing by, it seems like this thing is catching its dust. It could be just the timing, and these things could be very, very far apart, but there is something going on between the Earth and Venus, and that's why I'm throwing this out to you guys. What do you think we are looking at here? And again, if this thing is close to Earth, we're looking at an object that's quite literally bigger than planet Earth, and then whatever this shield is, this parachute thing, is 3 and 4 times bigger than Earth. And if all this isn't weird enough, we need to focus on the dates for a second, because my buddy Chris, who sends me amazing footage and pictures all...
So this just happened a few days ago. Right? What could it be? Well, we know what it is. Right? We know what these things are. They're the chariots of Israel. All right? It's pretty plain and straightforward. All right? And what does this have to do with World War III? Well, there's going to be a war in heaven, right? Let's get it. Revelation 12. Go to King James there. Come on, King James. There we go. And 7. There was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. Let's get a picture of that. This is Michael and his angels, the angels of heaven. And this is the dragon, who is the devil and Satan. Let's get that. And the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not, so we already know who wins. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. They got shot out of the sky. And the great dragon, 1, was cast out. That old serpent, 2, called the devil, 3, and Satan, 4, which deceiveth the whole world. Well, guess what? You're not deceiving the men of the Lord. We know what's going on up there. All right? The war in heaven is jumping off. Okay? The war in heaven. War broke out in heaven. There was a war in heaven. Then a war broke out in heaven. And war broke out in heaven. Then there was a great battle in heaven. There was war in the sky. All right. What does that war have to do with? Well, World War III is going to get going real good. And then the angels are going to get involved. And the one you ignorantly called Jesus Christ. All right. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he Savior. All right. Revelation 19 and 11, and I saw heaven open, the sky, and behold, a white horse. Well, a UFO came out of the 4th dimension into the 3rd. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make what? War. He's coming back to make war. All right. Come down to 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him on white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. There they are. And they had weapon systems on them, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the... What do you mean to smite the nations? Kill the armies of the world. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of Almighty God. Right? Now let's get World War III. We'll go ahead and close it up. We've done enough. Enough damage today. This is How come I can never get this? I will gather. It's Joel. Salah. It's Joel 3. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Who is I? That would be God, whose name is Yahweh. God is a title like king. All right? His name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh said, I will also gather all nations. Let's look at that closer. Look at it in the NLT. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right? And set up ambush so I could destroy them. Now let's go back to Revelation 19 and see those armies that are going to stop fighting each other and fight against the one you call Jesus and the angels. Okay? Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies, what? Gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Who sat on the horse? This guy, faithful and true. When you call it Jesus, right? Well, the armies of the earth, right? The armies of the earth are going to be gathered. They're going to be fighting each other, right? What is this, 13? Yeah. Oh. This is 2 Ezra 13 and 34. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together. Right? Who's that talking about? That's World War III jumping off. Jump up to 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land, meaning their nation, leave the battle they have won against. That's World War III right there. They're fighting. Then they're going to stop fighting each other. They're going to leave the battle they have won, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as though thou sawest it, willing to come and overcome him. They're all going to join together. They're going to stop fighting each other in World War III to do this. So the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war again. They're going to try to fight against that big old ship, which is ridiculous. All right. So there's your World War III. Shall we go and look into some current events in World War III? Or shall we call it a day and save that for tomorrow? Let's see. Let's take a look at carrier pigeon real quick. Let's see. That seems to be the best one at the moment. Oh, carrier pigeon. Ukraine attacked with U.S. missile. Big sale against Russia begins. Israel launched an all-out attack. Missiles explode one after another in Israel. So there's your World War III. The Most High gathered them down into the Valley of Josaphat. They're down there fighting themselves, fighting amongst themselves until the angels come out ready. The angels are already here. They haven't started shooting yet, but when they do, it's all going to happen real quick. All right, so that's enough for today. There's your World War III daily update for today. I hope that the elect were edified. And with that, I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom.